is going on with you, YouTube? You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect, King of Games. And today, we're going to be watching how the Tenyi archetype might not be the best deck out right now, but it's helping other decks become a lot more competitive into the scene. Tyler Hall sent us an insane replay showing off Phantasm Spirals. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. A deck that did get hit by the Forbidden List, losing Metaverse and Terraforming, not having as much access to its field spell, but still being a very powerful deck. If you guys don't know what Tenyis are, they're a deck predicated on having non-effect monsters, and normal monsters just so happen to be non-effect monsters. So this is going to be a pretty spicy replay, and if you guys have some insane replays that you guys want to send to possibly be on this channel for a duel analysis, then go ahead and submit your deck list as well as your replays to the duelanalysis@gmail.com, and make sure you follow the instructions listed on the screen. Follow the instructions listed on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. It helps a ton for being able to get you guys those duel analysis. Not to say that there haven't been some really good duel analysis that people have sent to me, but unfortunately, I can only choose one. So if you guys haven't been picked, keep sending those analysis. I love to see what you guys have. So basically the concept of your Phantasm Spiral deck is going to rely on your trap card Phantasm Spiral Power and Phantasm Spiral Battle. Phantasm Spiral Battle allows you to, if you control all normal monsters, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it, but if Yumi is on the field, you can activate this card from your hand. It is a hand trap in every sense. What Phantasm Spiral Power does, if all monsters you control are normal monsters, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls into the end of the turn. It loses 1,000 attack and it has its effects negated. And of course, if Yumi is on your field, you can activate this card from your hand. So these Phantasm Spiral trap cards are really powerful in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, seeing that destruction is really easy for this deck to do, and also negation, but it does rely on you to have nothing but normal monsters as well as a Yumi. Fortunately for us, we don't have to play a legendary Ocean or Yumi. The Metaverse in here is not going to activate that. It's actually going to bring out the Lost City, which can provide you a normal monster, but I'm babbling a lot. Let's get on to the replay, as Tyler Hall is going to go first, and he's going to activate that painful decision, sending Megalomasher to add Megalomasher, and then set 4 cards face down. Now, Megalomasher is one of the better cards to add in, or to play in this deck, because not only does it have a huge hulking 2,000 attack, it's also a water monster, and it is searchable by Fossil Dig. So it has so much accessibility inside of this deck. He's going to go ahead and activate Metaverse, and that's going to be Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, but here is where the Tenyi cards come in. Fist of the Unraveled Tenyi, I'm 1,000% sure that's not the card effect, is a pretty powerful card. It says when a spell or trap or monster effect is activated, while you control any face-up non-effect monsters, guess what? Normal monsters are non-effect monsters. You can negate the activation, and if this set card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can spell summon one non-effect monster from your extra deck. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Hall does not play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, because that would have been pretty free if his opponent ever decides to destroy this, but he will be able to negate the Ash Blossom and continue on with his play. He's going to go ahead and activate the best card the deck does have to offer, which is Pessimist, the Phantasm City. This basically says you cannot normal summon or spell summon effect monsters the turn you use either of these effects, and its effect lingers even if it isn't on the field. And then once per turn, if you normal or spell summon exactly one normal monster, you can add one Phantasm Spiral card from your deck to your hand. Also, where's that other effect? If your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon, while you control no tokens, you can special summon 8 tokens on your side of the field, which is 2,000 attack, 2,000 defense, level 8, and just so happens to be a worm. So he's going to be able to get monsters to his side of the field no matter what. Orchestrated Babel is going to be activated, and it's going to be met by Phantasm Spiral Battle, which will allow him to destroy him, but allows him to get a normal monster to his side of the field, which will trigger its other effect to allow him to add another Phantasm Spiral Battle. I hope you guys are getting this. The field spell basically says, hey, you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Nah, I'm going to get you a token to your side of the field and then search you a Phantasm card that can activate from the hand as long as you have the field spell card in a normal monster. So that runs really well at being able to disrupt your opponent in that regard. The opponent is going to go ahead and start playing the danger game, bringing danger monsters to his side of the field, summoning the Nightmare Cerberus. Not 100% sure where he was trying to go with this, but it's going to get Phantasm Spiral battled anyways. He's going to spell summon Farfa to his side of the field and then pass his turn. The Infinite Impermanence isn't going to do anything right now. The deck doesn't play any effect monsters, so it just sits there. And that's one thing I do want to talk about this deck. Cards like Infinite Impermanence and Effect Veiler have no effect on this deck. Get it? See that pun? Going into the turn, he's going to draw Phantasm Spiral Dragon, tributing the token and the Megalomatcher, not only to trigger the Phantasm City's effect, but also get a 2900 beater to his side of the field. That's going to get Phantasm Spiral Grip, and let's go ahead and read this card if I can ever get its effects. It says, equip only to a normal monster, it gains 500 attack. When the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can spell someone Phantasm Spiral Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard and equip it with this card. Then inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. You can only use the effect of Phantasm Spiral Grip once per turn. It's really good at allowing you to get rid of your opponent's threats. He's going to attack into the Farfa, trigger the effect of his grip, but it's going to get banished through Farfa. He's going to get his Phantasm Spiral Dragon back to his side of the field. Unfortunately, he didn't do it correctly that time, but it is what it is. His opponent using interactions is just gonna go ahead and search him another Phantasm Spiral Battle. He's gonna activate it, destroy it, get rid of his opponent's board, and then attack for some deadly. Tributing both monsters, or sending both monsters for the link summon of Miss Starboy. This deck is entirely water. So, like, it's free to bring out a Mastar Boy from time to time, give your monsters a little bit of a boost, but if your opponent does get over the Mastar Boy, you can recur one of your normal monsters from your graveyard to your hand and still be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Keep in mind, he may not have any normal monsters on the field right now, but he does. Oh, actually, that kind of does get in the way of your Phantasm Spiral power, so I'm not 100% sure why he did that. But once he does get rid of this, he'll get a normal monster to his side of the field when the opponent pleases, and he'll be able to trigger his Phantasm card. So Cozy Beat's gonna summon Tour Guide to Graph. He's gonna start popping off with some plays, giving his opponent a 2500 token, going into Cherubini, start summoning Seer, using the effect of Cherubini, using a couple of other effects, bouncing those cards, and just the interaction between this. Obviously, he should use the Nightmare Phoenix's effect because now you have a monster that is a non-effect. You can't stop this to destroy the pacifist, which means these cards have not been turned off, but unfortunately, Cozy Meat doesn't decide to do that. He doesn't see a threat. He's going to make the Nightmare or Cuss combo, starting to pop off, finishing off with a Decode Talker, giving it enough attack to finally attack over his normal monster and then making a Galtea. Shuffling a monster, he's going to get the Orcus Crescendo, make Dingirsu to send him a Star Boy, and here is where you mess up, ladies and gentlemen, because now you've gotten rid of that effect monster. These cards are live. Cozy Meat definitely should have discarded that one card, even if it would have cost him an Orchestrated Babel to destroy the pacifist. A lot of people will sleep on that, but unfortunately that's going to be your downfall. Attacking, he's going to use the Phantasm Spiral power to make this monster pretty much lower than his monster, get rid of it. Decode Talker is going to attack, and then the Phantasm Spiral power is going to use the effect again. Now, Cozy Meat could have used the effect of Decode Talker to tribute a monster to negate it and save himself, but I guess that's just not the game plan this time around. He's then going to go ahead and activate his Orchestrated Babel and then pass his turn. There are so many things that were just lost right here. First of all, he won't be able to go back into his Galtea or make a Longirsu or whatever, which means that his Orchestrated Climax is pretty much turned off. His Simple Skeleton isn't even in the graveyard, so man, this is just really bad for Cozy Meat right now. This card is basically useless. This card is pretty much useless just because of bad Orcus Burning Abyss play. And our man, he's going to be able to take advantage of that, equipping a card to it and equipping a second card to it. He's going to be able to attack for game. Now, what would I be if I were just to show you guys one replay against a pretty good deck? This time around, I'm going to be showing you against Danger Thunder Dragon. Yes, one of the better decks of the format. Phantasm Spiral can actually battle with. It's going to be exciting to see, as Tyler is going to open up with Alexandrite Dragon, Phantasm Spiral Grip, a Spiral Power, a Spiral Battle, and a Pacifist of Phantasm City. So he'd open up pretty good. His opponent actually opens his one of in White Dragon, Wyverbuster, Thunder Dragon, Danger Thunderbird, a Danger Susanoko, and a Danger Thunder Dragon Dark. Tyler is in his court. He's going to be able to go first, and he's going to start off by activating that Pacifist that's going to chain a Thunder Dragon. And since the Pacifist has not resolved yet, he won't be able to get that free token to his side of the field. He's going to normal summon Alexandrite Dragon, add a Phantasm card, activate Spiral Battle, and then pass. Now, he does have a normal monster on the side of the field, so his Phantasm Spiral cards do become live. Going to the Danger Thunder Dragon's play, Thunder Dragon to add 2 more Thunder Dragons. That's going to trigger Pacifist to get him a token and get a search. Danger Thunderbird discarding the White Dragon Wyverbuster. Man, that has to suck. Out of all of the cards in your hand, you just had to discard the White Dragon. You're not going to be able to pop off that hard. Spell summon a Susanoko and then normal summoning the Battery Man Solar. That's going to go ahead and get negated by that Phantasm Spiral card that he searched. Being able to special summon the Thunder Dragon Dark, he's going to make a Saryuja Skull Dread, draw 4 cards, and that's going to get negated again. My man Tyler has all of the answers to the Danger Thunder Dragon play. The Thunder Dragon Duel is going to be summoned. It's going to be destroyed by Spiral Battle, and then the Omni Dragon Brotar is going to be summoned. That's going to at least get him a search of a dragon monster. He's going to get Chaos Dragon Levay in there, spell summon it to his side of the field, trigger the effect of Levay in there. It's going to be met with a Phantasm Spiral Battle to destroy all cards. Fortunately, it looks like your boy has his board broken, but the effect of his passive is the Phantasm City gives him a monster that's stronger than both of the opponent's monsters, and this is just a too strong situation. The Saryuja Skull Dread's effect is negated, so he can't even summon the Thunder Dragon Dark to his side of the field, and then tribute it for a Thunder Dragon Colossus to be able to attack over this situation, because Tyler just doesn't look like he has any resources right here. And man, it's just scary hours. He's going to make the Nightmare Phoenix finally get over the pacifist of Phantasm City. But again, 2000 beats 1900. So he's going to be forced to pass his turn. Give it right back to Tyler. He draws the Megalomaster X. And now we're in the grind game. The only unfortunate thing for this deck is that these Phantasm Spiral cards allow you to equip your equip cards in the graveyard to your normal monsters, and this card, as you guys know, will allow him to fetch a Phantasm Spiral Dragon to his side of the field. Now, I think what could make this deck a little more competitive is a Link Phantasm monster that requires 2 monsters on your, or two normal monsters on the field, has an effect, but treats itself as a normal monster while it is on the field. So it'll be able to activate all your Phantasm cards. But here again, I'm talking about a video that we could talk about for a different sequence, but still, he's in a pretty good spot, being able to use his Phantastic Dragon to spell summon another Phantasm monster, and then use his Spiral Battle to equip again, attack for some mad damage, passing it back to Danger Thunder Dragon. Now, in this particular situation, cards like Thanos don't even help you because this deck can link. It may link, but it doesn't need to link. So there's already 3 big hand traps that the opponent does play that are completely just out of bounds for this deck. This deck does not care about Thanos, Effect Veiler, Infinite Impermanence. It plays the deck and it plays its game in a totally different way. So that is one upside to the strategy. Buku is going to draw the Thanos and pretty much pass his turn. That's going to leave him wide open to be attacked for game, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Phantasm Spiral does have its weaknesses. We'll talk about it in the deck profile, but it's a still really fun deck to play. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so Tyler Hall's really good deck profile. That's all I gotta say. Obviously, he played 2 different versions. I'm assuming the Alexandrite Dragon was in place of the Megalomaster X, but let's start off with this profile. He runs 2 copies of Phantasm Spiral Dragon. We don't need to talk about this card's effect. It is a ferocious serpent that was hunted by Atlanteans, battle-weary and ragged. It came upon an ancient light and gained new strength for its battle. With increased power, it launched an invasion against the enemy of territory with a renewed assault. That's its effect. Then Megalomaster X. 1 copy of Painful Decision, which allows him to search the Megalomaster X. 3 copies of Heat Wave, which this card is kind of dumb. It can only be activated at the start of your main phase 1, so it conflicts with Pot of Extravagance, but it prevents the opponent from special summoning effect monsters or normal summoning effect monsters for the duration of their turn, so that's pretty good. 2 copies of Fossil Dig to search the Megalomaster X, 3 copies of Extravagance because your extra deck is free, 2 copies of Card of Demise, 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 3 copies of Duality, 2 copies of Phantasm Spiral Wave, equip only to a normal monster. The first time the monster will be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. At the end of the battle phase, if the equipped monster battle, you can spell summon 1 Phantasm Spiral Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard and equip it with this card. Then, if any, your opponent discards 1 card. Not a terrible card. Phantasm Spiral Crash, equip only to a normal monster. If the equipped monster attacks and inflicts piercing damage, when it inflicts piercing damage, you guess what? You spell summon a Phantasm Spiral Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and then equip it with this card. You guys already know what Spiral Grip does. 3 Pacifists to Phantasm City, 3 Phantasm Spiral Battle, 3 Phantasm Spiral Power, 1 Metaverse, 3 Fist of the Unraveled Tenyi, which provides another layer of negation that can stop your opponent's hand traps like Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and punishes the opponent when they do destroy it, because then you can spell summon a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon that he doesn't play from your deck to your side of the field, if you choose. 2 copies of Utopia Lightning. This is actually a deck that I feel should play the Utopia double combo. You have the space, and hypothetically, if you are summoning that normal monster to your side of the field, or summoning that effect monster to your side of the field, you should be going for game. But he runs Utopia Lightning, Utopia Ray, Utopia Bagooska, 3 copies of Miss Starboy, and 3 copies of Link Spider. Ultimately, I don't think that this deck will be a tier 1 deck. I think it's a solid tier 2-ish roguish type deck that can disrupt the meta. I think it's really fun, and it's awesome to see how a normal deck can still thrive using the effect of your spell and trap cards and still be highly viable. I think that this deck is really fun to play, and looking at it from the surface, it does have a couple of cards that conflict, but ultimately, I mean, you gotta play cards that will conflict in order for you to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't really have too many unfair cards, as your field spell does allow you to get so much advantage, but at the same time, it's a field spell, and it requires you to play normal monsters. So, I mean, it's kind of balanced. I gotta give this deck a good 7.5 out of 10. It's really fun to play, it looks aggressive, it looks strong, and ultimately it runs dinosaur cards. I mean, you can't hate on dinos. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Again, if you guys want to see your duel analysis on this channel, go ahead and follow the instructions that were posted on this video, and I'll catch you the very next time. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.